All right, we are back with another pick'em video. Going to be talking NBA in this one. And yesterday we had a nice 2-0 sweep. We did have a third play, but it pushed. It was the first half Tatum play. But if you went to his rebounds, he did soar over that. And we're going to go over our video picks at the end of this one because I want to jump into the picks today. We got game 2 of the Pacers versus the Knicks. Only one game today, but I do have two guys that I'm really going for today, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing. So if you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Leave the video a like and comment anything down below. It just tells YouTube to push this thing out a little bit. So let's just jump right into the picks here, and I'm excited to talk Obi Toppin. That's right, a guy who's been killing it this season, or I guess this playoff run for the Pacers. He doesn't get a ton of time, but I think that might uptick a little bit. We saw the bench unit for the Pacers play really well, namely TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin and Ben Shepherd, honestly. A lot of these guys coming off the bench, giving them a spark. And Obi Toppin, I believe, was a +4 on the plus minus of things. So, 19 minutes in game 1. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 22 to 24 minutes in game 2. He's also a New York Knick, a former New York Knick, playing in Madison Square Garden. So there's a few different ways I think you can go to him. For anyone that's just playing universally on sports books or whatever it might be, the line I'm going to is going to be his rebounds and assists line. Points and rebounds line, 13.5. You see a lot of people playing it, and he's been crushing this. He's got that extra added boost, extra added confidence, playing at a court he's very familiar with, going up against guys he is familiar with, and again, he's just been soaring even in the series prior to this. If you also want to be looking for another play, I love his .5 dunks. He had 2 dunks in the first game. He's been dunking in the playoffs. Again, once he gets the minutes, he's able to go in there and dunk a little bit. I know he participated in the slam dunk contest at one point in his career, but I think he won one, if I'm not mistaken. He also threw down a between the legs dunk in game 1 in the games, which is crazy. Go look that up. Really liking Obi Toppin today. 13.5 points and rebounds and .5 dunks. I do have his page pulled up. This is Outlier. We're going to check out his stats, what he's been doing, and really why I like him today. 7 of the last 10 games he's gone over this, including 6 straight, and he's soared over this. 18 total for him last game. That's 12 points and 6 rebounds. He's able to come in. Again, he's that spark plug. He plays quick. He's able to put points on the board pretty quickly. And again, only 19 minutes as opposed to 24, 23 in the 2 games before this against Milwaukee. So at a positive plus minus here, again, wouldn't be crazy if we see 22 to 24 minutes from him tonight, which is just a little bit more time for him to get some points and get some rebounds. So I'm liking Obi here. If we look at the head-to-head here, they've played 4 times this year. This game, I think he was on the Knicks still. But these three games, I believe, he was still on the Pacers, or now on the Pacers. So gone over in 2 or 3 games against the Pacers. We know they like to run. They like to speed up this game. It's going to be interesting to see if the Knicks can kind of slow down that pace, because we were definitely playing Pacers basketball in game 1, even though the Knicks pulled out with a victory. I'm liking Obi here. Good hit rate so far this year. Last 10 games, he's been killing it, and he's playing the New York Knicks, his old team. So liking Obi today. If you're looking at dunks, I like his dunks as well. Been dunking, 7 of the last 10 games. I like to see that, and 2 against him just last game, including that win or between the legs fast break dunk after the steal. So I'm really liking Obi today. Again, 24 minutes is not out of the realm of possibility. And if you're looking into this stuff and it's not all just about hit rate. It's not all just about what I'm thinking. What are the odds thinking on this line also? And that's where we can see market value. Where do other books have this line? And we can see 13.5. This is DG Fantasy, another tool, another partner of the channel. You can check out any of the tools, links in the description for discounts or free trials on those. Obi Toppin, they're saying, hey, take the over. Why is that? FanDuel's got this at -128, DraftKings minus 130 if you're taking the over, which means essentially if you take the over, they're going to pay you out a little bit less money than if you take the under, because they're saying we think it's a little bit more likely he goes over this line. So we're taking advantage of that fixed payout system on PrizePicks, and really liking Obi Toppin today as our first play. Either one of these looks great. And then moving to the other side of the court here for the New York Knicks, it is insane that Jalen Brunson's points line's 37.5, and it's crazier because I would probably, if you said, hey, gun to your head, what are you choosing? I'd probably take the over on this. We discussed this at the beginning, in the video for game 1. I think Brunson's going to average 40 points a game in this series. because they play just like the Pacers play defense just how Brunson wants to play offense. They're going to run guys off the three-point line, which we saw a little bit in game 1, and Brunson just likes to get to the rack. His free throws are going to be crazy this series. It's at 8.5 on PrizePicks. If you want to look at his free throws over, that's something I'm interested in as well. But the pick for us is going to be Dante DiVincenzo. I backed OG Anunoby in my game 1 analysis, but I'm going back to Dante because he's getting the minutes again. Back over 40 minutes again. That's back-to-back games now. Whereas in this Philly series, he was only seeing 25 minutes or so per game in a lot of those. I think you can go to him, again, a few different ways. I'm going to give you guys 2 different options. I think you go to his points and maybe even a little bit better that I like his 13.5 field goals attempted. This is me expecting him to get the minutes, and we're going to break down kind of his charts right now. But Dante over 17.5 and 13.5 field goals attempted. So first of all, against this Pacers team, we've talked about it a million times. They give up a lot of points because they push the pace. They like to run in transition, and that's just how they play. We've seen it time and time again throughout the season, whereas the Knicks kind of try to slow down. Now, the Knicks played Pacers basketball in that first game, and they eked out a win, maybe with some, I don't know, the refs kind of ruined the end of that game, but it was an interesting game. Hopefully it's going to be another close one. Every game so far for the Knicks has been close. But Dante, if he goes out here, plays Pacer basketball especially, he should be seeing a lot of shots and probably a lot of points. So the head-to-head so far this year, they've played him 4 times. Dante, 38 points in that first matchup and has gone over in 3 of 4 games so far this season. Had 25 in game 1, shooting pretty well, 10 of 17 shots, which again goes into that field goals attempted, 13.5 line. He shot 17 times. But yeah, scoring well against this team, it makes a lot of sense just because the Pacers play so quickly. And then in terms of 2023 as a whole, we saw Dante, at the beginning of the season wasn't a huge part of this team, but Julius Randle goes down and Dante DiVincenzo becomes one of Tom Thibodeau's favorite players to go to. He's a core member of this, offense, but just this team in general. And, once Randle goes down, his minutes go to around 37, 38 minutes per game. I did allude to the fact that in that Philly series, they were kind of favoring McBride, who was getting a decent amount of run. OG obviously getting a ton of time in that too. But, we saw in game 6, they went right back to Dante. It, resulted in a win. 48 minutes in Game 6 against Philly, and then 43.7 minutes in Game 1 versus the Pacers. So I think, he's back in that normal rotation. He should get a ton of time, and he's projected for 40 minutes tonight. So just a quick peek at games that he's getting 40 minutes plus. We can go ahead and do that on Outlier. 79% of games where he sees 40 minutes, he's going over this, and he's usually crushing this line. So 11 of 14 games, a couple of these he missed, probably shot poorly. But yeah, been crushing this line. He plays well against the Pacers. A lot of things pointing in the right direction here. The last thing I note on this one is that the odds have kind of shifted throughout the day. At the beginning of the day, sportsbooks were favoring the under the 17.5 line. And now throughout the day, it's trickled up to where they're now favoring the over on this line, which is typically a good sign in sports betting. So I can see the average sportsbook odds across a ton of different platforms and sports books that have this line, and it's going to give me an average sportsbook odds. This is OddsJam, again, another tool, a partner of the channel. Check out the link in the description for a free week, and we can see minus 123.9, and this literally is continuing to go up. It was minus 122 when I started this video, so minus 140 at Pinnacle, one of the sharpest sportsbooks out there. DraftKings now has this at minus 125, minus 120 on FanDuel, so a lot of these sportsbooks are now saying, hey, we're kind of favoring the over now, meaning we're going to pay you out less if you take the over than if you were to take the under, because we think it's a little bit more likely to happen. So a lot of good signs for Dante DiVincenzo. I think he gets the minutes and can get there for us. Again, if you want to look at the field goals attempted line, we can see a few of these games he probably shot poorly, even though he got the time, 11 points in this one. But the field goals attempted line, when he sees this many minutes, if I can find that right here, field goals attempted, we want to see 40 minutes a game, because that's what we're expecting tonight. And we see it exact same hit rate, 79%, 11 to 14 games. But the games, the things he's missing, the games he's actually missing in, 13 field goals attempted, 13 field goals attempted in 12. So very, very close to going over this line. And the ones he is going over, he's been crushing. The 2 playoff games, back-to-back games, 17 field goals attempted and 18. So it's, pick your favorite one here. Maybe go to both of them. I think they could both hit, and if Dante sees the time, this is another one of those plays that everything is pointing in the right direction. So those are my 4 different kinds of plays, but really 2 guys. Obi Toppin I'm liking for the Pacers side of things, and then Dante, I expect him to get the time and be able to get some points or at least get some shots up today. So that's how I'm kind of reading the board as of right now for this game. So a quick recap of the actual plays. Obi Toppin over 13.5 points and rebounds. Should be able to find this anywhere. If you're on PrizePicks, you definitely look at this dunk line. Also 0.5 dunks on the over. Again, we saw 2 dunks in the first game from him. If we think he's going to score, one of those is probably going to be a dunk, as he threw down a between the legs fast break dunk in the game, in a playoff game. I don't think we've seen that many times. So Obi Toppin, maybe some bad blood there. They traded him for like a second round pick throughout the season. So, these are guys he knows how to play. This is a stadium that he knows, very well in Madison Square Garden. So I'm liking Obi today. And then Dante, we just talked about him, broke down his plays. If he goes out there and gets 40 plus minutes, like the projections are saying, like I kind of expect, he's been hitting 17.5 and 13.5 field goals attempted very consistently. So that will do it for this one. If you want some leans, we'll be talking about more stuff in the Discord community. You can check us out right over here. People are always talking sports, talking props, talking plays, and you can get in here for free. Just use one of my codes or my links in the description of this video, or they're all right here. There's a free aspect of the Discord as well. But a lot of people are, the actual premium is where people are actually talking. But PrizePicks, Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Dabble, they're all my favorite DFS platforms. You're going to get 100% deposit matches up to $100 on most of those. Sleepers up to $500. And when you sign up for these, you're going to get a free square typically. So Sleeper, you'll get a 0.5, points for Brunson or something like that. It changes every day when you sign up. Chalkboard's always giving us boosted plays. Just yesterday, they gave us 6 discounted plays, which were awesome. Underdog has some plays right now. They've been throwing plays at us left and right. Tyrese Halliburton, maybe not the best to go to, but 12.5 points. Brunson's line down to 33.5, which is crazy that is a discounted line, but it is. And then if you got some baseball and some hockey to choose from as well. And then for PrizePicks, Flex Friday, Taco Tuesday, all these different things. I talk a lot about PrizePicks because they have fun lines like dunk lines, field goals attempted, free throws, and things like that not a lot of other places have. So again, check us out for free using one of my codes. DG Fantasy also applies for this as well. You're going to get 25% off your first month. DG Fantasy is that tool I was using to see market value, see where other books are at. And then I do have a few other ones. They don't qualify for a free month, but you get, free trials to all of those. We have a lot of fun in here. We're always talking different types of sports. It's not just NBA, not just MLB. We're talking esports. Some guys are talking darts today, but we have a lot of fun in here. So if you're at this point in the video, definitely go check us out. And then in terms of the video picks from yesterday, again, we went 2-0. We had a third pick that pushed. That was Tatum's first half PRA. Tatum continues to kind of struggle in these playoffs. Plays well in the first half, I guess plays well. He did a lot of rebounding. But it's Derek White, it's Jaylen Brown, it's a lot of these other guys stepping up, and he's going to have to get it together if the Celtics want to, get their ultimate goal of actually raising a banner or at least making it to the finals or something like that. Tatum's got to be a lot better, but, we'll take the push. Doesn't hurt us, doesn't help us. Then the 2 hits were Daniel Gafford over 8.5 points. He crushed that line. He almost scored more points than Luka, which was crazy. Luka was one of the tacos. He didn't hit for anyone. He was disappointing as well. And then the other play was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 7.5 first quarter points. That was sweaty, but did get there for us in the end with 8 points. That hit rate on that line was ridiculous, and Shai came through for us. So we're going to kind of try to continue this hot streak. The Discord was awesome yesterday. We went up 10.7 units on the day, hitting a nice 10x in baseball, and huge hit rate day. Some of our 4-mans were kind of unfortunate pairings, but we'll take 10.7 units any day of the week. That is huge. Going to try to continue this hot streak. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, Obi Toppin and Dante, we're rooting for you guys tonight. I'll see you tomorrow, or if you're in the Discord, I'll see you in there. Peace out.